Next, ninth chapter is of ledger. Here in this chapter you just have to know how posting is done from journal to ledger. How a posting is done, that you should be familiar with. Okay, so no much theory questions will be asked, only some objective type of questions you can study from this chapter, like what is ledger, what is books of final entry. So that type of objective type questions only you have to study here. But ledger, how to do posting in ledger, you should know. With one or two transaction journal entry, you can learn how to prepare a ledger and just practice it. Okay, next, after that we have a cash book. It's a very important chapter from the exam point of view. It's a very important chapter. That is a simple column cash book, double column cash book where cash and bank column is prepared, and then petty cash book. So these are some of the important items related to petty cash book. So it's very important. You should know how to do the problems. So students, special purpose book 1, that is cash book. So in this chapter, these are the possible items which may come. Let us see some types of it. That is a single column cash book. Let us review this class. If we look back into your problems, you can see from chapter 1 to 7 it is all theoretical chapters, theory chapters, and from 8, 9, 10, 11, the chapters which we are going to discuss today is from 1 to 11 chapters, and from 8, 9, 10, 11 they all consist of problems as well as theories. Problems are important in related to these chapters too. So you should know how to do the cash book, single column cash book, double column cash book, and a petty cash book. So now let us see how to do a single column cash book here. So in front of you is a transaction given to you and solution also given to you. So in single column cash book, the title you have to write is cash book. The columns which all are there is date, particulars, voucher number, ledger folio, amount. This is of debit side. And credit side also you should have date, particulars, voucher number, ledger folio, and amount. So this is your credit side. Okay, now when you record, looking into your question, see, on 1st April, cash in hand. So as you know, cash is an asset. Asset debit side means cash items. Okay, receipt. So all sort of cash increases or receipts will be recorded in the debit side. So see, cash in hand means you have cash in hand, so it's debit. Assets, cash is an asset, so you have to record it in debit side. First write down the year 2020, then write April 1. To balance brought down. Cash in hand means you have some balance last year or last month. So that last month balance you are bringing it down this year. 50,000 is the amount. So from here you have copied it. Next is on April 5, cash purchase. Cash purchase means you have purchased something and you have spent some cash. So whenever cash decrease is there, payment is there, you have to record it in the credit side. Write down April 5 by purchase and put the amount in the amount column. Okay. Next is April 8. Cash sales. When you sell something, you receive the cash. So it's a receipt. All the receipts or the way by which cash increases will be recorded in the debit side. So here you have to write April 8, the date when this transaction took place, to sales, then 8,000 the amount. Okay. Next is April 15, purchase furniture. What is the journal entry? furniture account debited to cash account. So when you purchase a furniture, you spend some cash, it's your payment. So your April 15, buy furniture 5,000, the amount you have written. Next is received commission, you're receiving, so that means cash increases. So debit side, to commission received 1,000. Then rent paid, it's a payment, so payment means you will write on the credit side. The amount, date is April 30. So all the items have been posted in respective debit and credit sides. Then what next? You have to close this account, make total of your debit side separately and make total of your credit side separately. Which side is more? You will get your debit side more. You're getting your debit side as 59,000, but your credit side is short by 38,000. Okay, so that 38,000 you will write here. So your total is now 59,000. So both the side you should get the same larger amount. Okay, and in front of this 38,000 you can write April 30, that is the last day of your April month, by balance carried down. Okay, this is the carried down amount. So at the end of April 13, you're having in your cash book an amount of 38,000. Okay, this is single entry system. Then we have a cash book also. So cash book is like cash book double column. Okay, so only difference here is you know how to prepare a single column cash book. With double column cash book, a bank column will be included. Do practice that also, it's a very important chapter. So cash book, both subsidiary book part 1 and 2 is equally important. Now in this chapter itself we have analytical cash book, analytical petty cash book. It's a very easy topic and it's a very important topic too. See, in this chapter you can expect single column cash book, petty cash book and even double column cash book. So it's an important chapter. Do study it very thoroughly. So see, what is the first thing you have to do is, as per the number of items you will have to prepare separate expenses. You have to record separate expenses. So you have receipt side, you have date column, voucher number, then particulars, total payment, and here you can see for each expenses you have separately recorded those expenses under one category. Now the first is 2020, write down that in the date column. The first transaction is taking place on January 1, received for petty cash. So the main cashier is giving petty cashier an amount of rupees 10,000. So what the sub cashier will record is January 1 to bank or to cash account. So he is receiving 10,000, that will be written in the receipt column. Only this items will be that is the first item which will be recorded in the receipt side. Next, all the items will be recorded on the payment side. Okay, paid metro fare. So whenever there is a traveling expenses, that will be recorded in a expenses known as conveyance. Whether it is metro fare, bus fare, air ticket fare, whatever traveling expenses is there, how many number of times it is coming, that all will be recorded under one separate head, that is conveyance. So see, January 2, by conveyance 50 rupees. First you write the amount what is given in front of metro charges. It is given as 50. Okay, so that you will write over here. Then in conveyance also you will write the same. So after posting all the items, see, conveyance we have 2 times, so 2 times you will write conveyance. So postage will be recorded in postage, telegram, everything related to post office, like stamp purchase, postage purchase. So anything related to postage will be recorded in postage. Stationery related item, pen purchase, paper purchase, A4 sheet purchase, anything like that will be recorded in stationery account. Sometimes a refreshment that is you had a tea in the canteen area, so for that a separate column for refreshment will be shown. Okay, so that you have to note down. And so for each expenses you are showing it separately. See children, this problem we have done at the time of discussion of this chapter. So I hope you have shared that link. So as per that, you just go through once again those classes, adding all the total of the expenses, all sort of expenses from 50 to see this 20. Whatever expenses you are getting, you add this together and find the total of that. So you have received 5,500. The expenses covered this month of January is 5,500. This much money you have spent for their expenses, and the money which was received from the for spending those expenses is 10,000. So from 10,000 you spend from the received 10,000. What is the expenses of this month is 5,500, and how much money is left with you? 4,500. That is balance carried down. Okay, so now next month or next week, that is January 7, the main cashier, he will give the sub cashier an amount of 5,500. That amount will be reimbursed to him. That will be given again back to him. So that way you have to show this petty cash book. It's a very important chapter concept. Do study it very well. Next chapter which we have to study here is special purpose books. That is 2 other books. Okay, in this chapter also, it's a very important chapter. You will have to study what is cash book, sales book, purchase return book, sales return book, and even journal proper is an important concept. So this is also a very important chapter. Do study this chapter. And what is let us see one of the problem. Almost all of this is common. See, when we prepare purchase book, purchase books are recorded to show all the credit transaction only. No cash transaction will be recorded, or no cash purchases will be recorded here. Only credit purchases will be recorded in purchase book. Same way, in sales book, only the credit sales will be recorded and no cash sales will be recorded in sales book. That point you have to remember. So in this particular problem, you can see on January 6, this is a purchase made against cash. So this entry will not be recorded. Okay, and one more thing you have to remember is fixed asset purchase. If you are purchasing any fixed asset, whether it is credit purchase or cash purchase, anyway cash purchase will not be recorded in purchase book. Even if it is a credit purchase and fixed asset is purchased, like in this case April 15, purchase a laptop, it's a fixed asset, that will also be not recorded in purchase or sales book. So the two things which you have to remember in when you are preparing purchase book, sales book is you will not record cash transaction and you will not record fixed asset purchase or sold. Okay, the other items which are shown in this problem is, see, you have to prepare a purchase book in which when you are purchasing, see, you are purchased here from Joshi Brothers, that you will record separately as Joshi Brothers. You can see the date is given, name of the party from whom you have purchased these goods is given separately. You have made a list of things you have purchased from it. It is all given in the question. Just copy it. As per the format, you have to put the amount in detail columns and discount allotted to him. So on 7,000 you will show this 10% and you will get 700, and the final amount after charging this discount is 6,300, that you will show in the cost. If in the question is any freight charges is given, that you have to show separately in the freight column, otherwise don't prepare that column. So same way you have to show for separate dealers, okay, from whomever you are purchasing this goods on credit, that for that separate person from separate purchase, that is columns you have to prepare. So it's a very easy problem, but do practice it.